Hi everybody, Ben's Brick Design. It's Sunday night. Hope that you are all doing well and doing safely in whatever lockdown social situation that you've got going. Thanks for joining me tonight. Sorry we're starting a couple minutes late, but again, like always, there's technical problems like every time. Like right before I want to start, it's always the API is not working and the things don't plug in right, and it's just like, ugh. So anyway, here we are, doing some building tonight, taking a break from some designing, because honestly I needed a build instead of doing some designs. Although, I will say that I'm excited to see that the microfiber stuff has done well with fans, with the people on Facebook, with some AFOLs, different groups, some people on Instagram. So if you're curious what that means, I've taken my microfibers and I've started doing some little stands that go with them. And this light is kind of off, so you can't really see what's going on, but it's got a little stand that goes with it to indicate some sort of setting. And like in the case of the Y-Wing, it's like a Venator carrier that's open and it's launching. And I showed you a couple already. And here's one it's a Geonosian fighter, and it's, on Geonosia, the rock formations and spires and stuff. And then this one I did today, and I really like. This one is the Gungan sub, and it's got a Gungan city, like the underwater city with the domes and stuff. So that one turned out pretty good. I need some more dark blue tiles. I ran out of dark blue tiles, so I had to use some black tiles. But yeah, these are coming across very well, I think, and hopefully more people will like them. So I'm going to tweet real quick that we're going live, although I don't think it matters. And so this is what we're building today. This is what I'm building today. Just a creator set that I got from Target when I went looking for orange juice and rubber gloves or nylon gloves, stuff like that. Couldn't really find anything, so I was like, well, I'll get a Lego set and some 409, and that's kind of where I got it. So, not that this is all I want to talk about tonight, but if you have stories about where you are, what your social situation is, what your work situation is, let me know. We'll chat about it on whatever platform that you want to be in. That's all good. So let's get to building and unboxing. Again, this is the set that we're working on tonight. The Creator Riverboat, Riverside Boathouse. Set number 31093. A good price point for it. I think this was $39, so I mean, kind of right in line with everything else. 10 cents a piece. Don't think I have my knife on me, but I do have an old corkscrew that I can use to tear at the stickers, so I don't peel up the box. Not like I want to keep a creator box or anything, but. So we've been doing pretty well. Beth and I have been hanging in there. I think she's probably having it worse off than I am. She's got a bit of anxiety, and she does like going and visiting friends and going out and stuff, and I am not. I'm fine with like staying home playing video games, watching Star Trek, doing Lego stuff. So as much as I miss my friends, I get it, and I'm okay with kind of hanging out and not doing anything. So pretty thick instruction booklet, but again, this is a 3-in-1. We're just going to build the riverboat one tonight. We're not going to build the other two. Boat plane, and maybe that one looks pretty cool with like a tug or a barge or something with a little riverfront gas station. That's pretty slick. So again, we're both working from home now. She's always worked from home. I started working from home last week, and my job was to get everybody set up to work from home. It has been an interesting week. You find out really who understands little things about computers that you kind of take for granted when you say, no, you're not remoting into the terminal, you're remoting into your own desktop. And how many people just don't get that? So that's interesting. Shiner tonight, gonna do a prickly pear, and then I've also got another Flying Man. Went back to them. They were having $6 6-packs and half off their bombers, so I got a bomber. Trying to support breweries and local restaurants and stuff, so I think tomorrow we're probably going to order out from a local place just to try to get them a little bit of money, because there's a place up in Dallas County has done shelter in place as of like a little while ago. So this may be the last beer we get for a little while, unless you go to the grocery store. And going to the grocery store is going to be such a challenge. So cheers. Let's see how long this lasts. And I don't think this is going to be that rough of a build. I think I might be done in an hour. So thanks for joining me if you are. We've also been trying to do some virtual games with friends and family. And it's going to be one of those things where it's like, just open all the bags because there's no number in the bags. So I went ahead and bought some Jackbox games. And I'm trying to figure out how to... Bags in the box. Trying to figure out how to do more video call stuff while playing games. Discord seems to work pretty well. We tried Hangouts with our neighbors, and that was okay, but it wasn't, like, I couldn't get the sound working. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of extra pieces in this. I mean, because you're building... I might just, now that I've got a couple of these creator sets, I might just take them all apart and build the other sets that go with them, just for fun, just for something to do. I want to maybe order some more parts this week for more microfighters, because I can only really do the vignettes. These are parts from our bag. I can only really do the vignettes until I run out of 8x8 plates or 8x4 plates that I can put together. So we'll see how long I can do that. Plus, this was a nice little thing. It's not Star Wars. It's not something I'm usually building. Kind of a nice change of pace. It felt a little like comfort food. You know, build something that is out of character. I need to find the legs. And I just started getting stuffy. There's one of our friends posted on Facebook. I'm tired of playing the I'm tired of playing the Is It Allergies game, which I believe, and I gotta sneeze. And I don't know what's going on. We've had a lot of rain here, so I'm worried now that it's pollen and... Oh, that's gonna... Thank you. That's gonna go well. So we got a little person here. A little girl with... I thought this was like a husband and wife thing, but I guess it's a father and daughter. Unless this is just a short lady. And now I officially can't call in sick because what am I going to do? Not go into work? Not just sit at my kitchen table with my computer? I mean, obviously, if I'm not feeling well, I need to say, hey, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to take a little time off. But that's hard to do when you're working from home.
Why would they tell us?
What?
Because you work from home doesn't mean you're not allowed to be sick.
Just because you work from home doesn't mean you're allowed to not be sick.
Yeah.
So you need to,
Be sick if
yeah, treat yourself well.
yeah, and sometimes it's important to like just rest.
Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, it's a little girl with a camera. I'm going to put her right here. Where are his pants? They are green in nature, and I cannot find them. I would have thought they would have been with the bigger of the pieces, but I'm apparently wrong. If anybody sees them, let me know. Oh, they're there. Buried. All right.
Taking the Benadryl, so I apologize if anyone hears me snoring in the next 10 minutes.
All right. Beth is going to take a Benadryl. She's not going to be hanging out with us tonight. I should have put some fish on the Gungan sub one, so you knew it was underwater. Just stick a fish like right there. Fishing line with a fish on it.
So am I. The computer that we have running our news from time to time took off and went wild. So what we're going to do is start over for you.
Beth and I also did some yoga today. I haven't done yoga in a while. The last time I did yoga was actually with Beth. And we went to, was it Black Swan? It was pretty fun. We went with a friend of hers. And, I don't know. Yoga's pretty cool. I don't know that I would do it all the time, but it's not bad. So we started a 30-day program today. And I did it mostly because Beth was doing it. But the instructor was talking about, what is your motivation for being here today? And I'm like, because my fiance wanted to do it. That was my motivation. Yep, I'm locked in a house, sheer boredom, nothing else to do. Let's do some yoga. I mean, to be fair, we could have done laundry. But I mean, we don't need to, you know, who cares if the laundry's put up? We're just going to wear pajamas to work. Although I really don't want to wear pajamas to work. I want to still be, you know, wake up, take a shower, put on some real clothes, eat a real meal, log in at the same time, you know, do the job just to make sure that it feels like I'm doing actual work and not just staying at home. Is that clear? That is clear. It's interesting. So this is going to be our little pelican on a thing. So I hope everybody's doing okay. I realize this is kind of weird and I've got nothing to compare it to. It's just never anything happened like this before. There's your pelican on a little pier, on a little post. So that's pretty cool. I gotta be careful, man. I'm gonna knock all these things off. Will he stay up? Sure. Sure he will. My parents seem to be doing okay. My brother seems to be doing okay. Our neighbors seem to be doing okay. My kids, I think, are having kind of a hard time with it, but are dealing. I don't think anybody's really okay with this. I don't think anybody's really, like, super looking forward to this whole shenanigans. But, I mean, so far, I realize that stuff's happening, and I'm not waiting for it to kick in or sink in or anything like that. I know it's all going wrong, but at the same time, I'm like, as long as we can still go to the grocery store, and I realize that you have to wait when you're at the grocery store, but if we can still do that, I'm okay staying at home for a couple weeks. I mean, it's not that bad for me. Maybe bad for other people, but I'm so far okay with it. I got my Lego, I got my Beth, got my dogs, and my cat. The dogs are loving this, I'm betting. Kaylee got 2 walks today, which is 2 more walks than she normally gets. So we're going to try to keep that up more, get her some more activity. Allie hasn't been doing great, but like last night she was fine. The night before it was just, she was all kinds of, bodily functions. I realized overnight she had an accident, and then Kaylee had an accident this morning after I let her out. And I realized that before I had even had breakfast, I'd picked up more poop in weight than I would have eaten in food. And I was like, this is my life now. But it wasn't that bad. It's just frustrating when you take a dog for a walk and they don't go to the bathroom, and then you let them out into the backyard and they don't go to the bathroom, and then they come inside and the first thing she does is poop. And you're like, thanks for that, appreciate that. This is going to be our alligator, my guess. So yeah, we got a version of Jackbox games. I haven't played any Jackbox games, and a friend of ours had it, and we all played ahead of a friend's birthday, where we were getting some ideas for jokes for a haters ball, and that was fun. But I really hadn't played it a whole lot since it was You Don't Know Jack back in the mid to late 90s, and we played it on dial-up. That's all we did was play irreverent trivia. This kind of reminded me of that. It's pretty good. Been playing a lot of Battlefront, watching a lot of Star Trek. The weekend stuff, it's like, until like 7 or 8 o'clock sometimes, it's like we just do the same stuff anyway, or we have today. But I just know that like tomorrow is not going to change, and then the next day is not going to change, and for the next couple weeks at the very least, it's not going to change. And then it's going to get extended, and it's not going to change after that. And so we're just going to be sitting here doing the same things forever. So I'm hoping that we can continue to take our dog for a walk to get out of the house, maybe occasionally go to the grocery store and get some supplies. I was at Target the other day, and I should have grabbed some paper towel or toilet paper because they had some, but I was like, that's not what I was here for. I was there for like orange juice and cream cheese and maybe a Lego set. And the only thing they had was a Lego set, so I'm just kind of like, okay. It's really, really weird, man. This whole thing is really, really weird. And I'm hoping that this instills a sense of, because this is a very collective thing for Americans to figure out. This is not an individualistic thing to do. This is, I'm doing this not for my own good, but for everybody else's good. Am I doing this? And, to some extent my own good, because I also don't want to get sick from anybody, but at the same time, me staying home so I don't get sick is going to help more people than me staying home so I don't get sick. And I think having that happen to a very, very individualistic culture like the United States is going to be a bit of a shock, and I'm hoping that it works out in our favor. Like we can carry ideas from this into the future and use this as sort of a, hey, remember that time we did this and everybody was okay. Turns out we can do certain things like this and not have to worry about losing rights and stuff. But to be fair, I did see some things about like suspending certain rights to, you know, effectively combat whatever, and I'm just like, oh, that's terrifying. I don't want to think about that. All right, I don't like that because you put it on the half pin, right? And there's no, it just turns anyway. It's going to be a goofy alligator. Maybe that's the idea. There's a bright green. A couple more pieces of bright green. The soundtrack seems appropriate. Plus, it's been gloomy and wet and cold. My family up in Colorado got a bunch of rain or a bunch of snow. It's just kind of like, man, what else? What else is going on? Can't even listen to my podcast without the podcast talking about everything. Not that I, you know, am upset about the whole thing, but it's just really weird. I feel like, remember that time when Pokemon Go was a huge thing? It wasn't anything like this. I don't want that song. I think I paused myself on Facebook. I'm gonna have to remute this, so sorry. It's just really up. It's okay, nobody's on it anyway. And this is one of those panic moments where I'm pretty sure I'm missing a piece. But I can't really panic yet because that's never the case. You always find it. But at this point, I just don't see it. So, is that the last piece? I'll come back if I find it, but it should be over here, and it isn't. There's a bunch of brown. Don't see a green. I see this guy, and I don't know where that's going to come in later. Alright. Just like that. There's your alligator. Oh, and he's got something. He's got a birdie in his mouth. That's pretty zoologically accurate. Yeah, I look like a plague victim over here. My nose is all running. Suddenly. Well, the blues are over here. Maybe the green was over here too. We got mixed in. Maybe I dropped it. Maybe it was in one of the bags. I'll go back and look in one of the bags and see here in a second. We got a little blue jay. That's a really adorable blue jay. Look at that guy. It's pretty sweet. Got a big old gator mouth. A blue jay in there. Helping him clean out his teethers. There you go. There's your gator. It's pretty cute. Put him right there. Alright, so I'm going to check. Sometimes you get a piece in a bag and you don't see it. So I'm just going to double check. I don't have a piece I got left in the bag. Don't see it. Don't see it there. Don't see it on the floor. Alright, so I'm assuming it either got a misprint piece or it got knocked down around somewhere and I just don't see where it went. So no bag, we'll keep an eye on it. All right, on to the houseboat. Whole reason everybody's here, houseboat time. I like these creator sets a lot. They're very simple. And I love the idea of being able to repurpose your build to do something later. Oh, the other thing, in about 2 weeks, I'm going to need a haircut. And I don't think that's going to happen. So this might be a time to see how long the hair gets. Just going to grow out the hair and the beard. It's going to be weird. I mean, I'll be working from home. Who's going to know? Everybody's working from home. So if you're new and you're just stopping by, make sure to drop a subscribe. I do this at least twice a week, but now I'll probably end up doing it more. And this is just a random build night instead of doing a design. I did a lot of microfighter designs this week, and I got all 3 done that we set out to do. Got to create the part list for them and do some instructions for them. Get them up on Rebrickable so people can order them and play with them. Had a guy on Facebook today who's like, I just made a part list of all 70 of yours on Rebrickable, and I have like 95% of the parts, so I'm just going to start building all these. And I'm like, you're kidding, right? I haven't even built all these yet. You're gonna beat me to it. So that was very cool, and I got another order in off Rebrickable, so it's going pretty well. I can't complain. I like having the new photo setup and the new shtick with the platforms for the ships. I can't get too focused in on that though. I think I want to try to maybe build a different thing here in a little bit, just to kind of keep it real, keep myself from getting too focused in on one thing. I mean, I like what I'm doing. I just want to make sure that I don't ever kind of lose some skills and be like, all I can do is make these little microfighters, you know. There's a modular that I want to finish that's a pretty cool one. I may just see if I can get it done with the parts I have instead of ordering more parts. It's a big construction site that somebody did on Ideas, and it didn't get picked up, so he put up the instructions out for free. And I gotta find it again and see if I can drop him some cash for it if I like it, and if it's a good one. And then maybe do some other stuff like, you know, if I have enough parts, maybe do a moon tower or something Austin-y. Our lug is still trying to meet, so they're trying to figure out how to do it virtually. I think that'll be interesting. And I'll be like, yeah, I guess I'll go. I don't have anything else to do. What am I going to do? Sorry, I can't make it to your virtual meeting. I have another virtual meeting to attend. Yeah, the shelter-in-place thing scares me because I think it doesn't scare me specifically, but it scares me because I feel like if we do that, we're going to lose a lot of local businesses. Businesses that I think are barely getting by people like ordering online gift certificates or ordering for delivery or pickup. And then suddenly they're not even going to have that. And I think we're going to lose a lot of local businesses, and a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. And I don't know. It's just I have no basis for comparison on this. It's like, how am I supposed to feel about this? Terrified, worried, cautiously optimistic that we're all doing the right thing. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep drinking beer and playing with Lego and watching Netflix, talking with my friends. Got a boat platform going on. It's pretty solid. Very swooshable. What I need is more live concerts that I can watch while I'm doing this. That would be fun. That Dropkick Murphys thing was pretty rad. Oh, that's... Really? Yeah, I guess so. I don't like that. It's lower than the boat bottom underneath it, which means it's kind of... It's going to scrape along. Ah. Oh well. I didn't design it. Turntable-y. Oh good, more sand green. That's what I need in my life. I have so much sand green left over from the Capitol. I even tried to give it back to... I was talking to a member of my lug, basically our ambassador. And the lug basically helps the Capitol get built in terms of financial cost. Like, they put in a good chunk for it. There was donations, and then there was lug bulk, where people, or we as a group, donated to the purchasing of it. But then the lug itself, the company behind the convention, was like, this is a pretty good thing to advertise the convention, so we're going to help you fund it. And I was like, sweet. But then we over-ordered on a bunch of different parts so we could have some to kick back into the lug. And we really haven't yet, and I still have a lot left over, so I'm going to look into like trying to do something with whatever pieces are left. But I ended up giving away, like I made 30 some Ziploc bags, and they each had like, I don't know, here. Did like 30 of these bags, and you can see what's in here. There's a lot of tan and sand green left over. Nice big plate right here. Pretty good size. This is a 2x6 or 1x16 brick. A lot of nice little fiddly bits. Some fencing, some trans clears, a bunch of tiles, different shaped tiles. But so 30 of these, 32 of these for the next meeting. To be like, yeah, here's the next, because what we do is we do seed parts for each meeting and say, here's a part. Make a whole thing using this part. Not, just that, but as an inspiration, or include it somewhere. Or we'll have a theme, build, like this last meeting was build a scene from a movie, and that's where I did the Knives Out bit. So I was like, this is partially thanks to those who helped, who volunteered. Here's some extra parts from that. And it's also partially the seed part for next meeting. So use these, I guess not a theme, but the challenge was use every single one of these parts in something. So it'll be interesting to see, because I think it's going to be a lot of stuff that looks kind of like the Capitol, because it's sand green and tan. Got a swivel chair back there. I'm guessing that's for fishing. This is a nice color. I like that blue a lot. You can see that. So I was able to play some Jackbox with my kids. Well, with one of the kids. The other one was playing Animal Crossing, because that just came out. And of course I don't have a Switch, or otherwise I would also be playing Animal Crossing, because I liked that game when it was out. I haven't played it in forever. Just stuck playing Star Wars. Because I'm trying to think, do I want another game, or do I just buy more Lego? Or do I want to hang on to it in case I need to, like, buy a $27 roll of toilet paper or something, which is kind of terrifying, but I don't know what else. I don't know what to expect anymore. Trying not to rush through this because I've got till 9:30. Of course, by the time I get done, I may just kill it. I don't care if it's 9:30 or what. We'll go till we go. And then we'll do it all again later. I might try to do 3 streams in a week instead of 2. Maybe, I don't know. I did it last week, it was alright. It was just a lot of designing. One of these times I'm going to do a graphics one where I just sit here and design graphics for the channel, which I've been meaning to do. Get my friend Goldie to do it for me. Be like, hey, I need to load screen graphics and be right back graphics and stuff like that. I'm sure I could do it. I know enough, I have enough graphics experience that I could do something like that. Just lazy sometimes. It's like, man, I don't want to. I don't need to be right back usually because I'm sitting right here the whole time. This is 6 and 6. The other one is 6 and 3 also. Don't have a lot of people on tonight. I can only assume it's because everybody is watching other stuff. Important stuff, like videos about how we're all gonna come out of this on the other side and survive, and market's gonna bounce back and everything's gonna be great. All of it. You know what? I am just gonna watch. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I like this channel, and I don't care if this gets me yanked, but I'm doing some the channel I like watching.
There's a pencil, right? That's all I need is a pencil. One piece of paper would come in handy, and I'm going to write some
David
dialogue.
Mamet. That's better. It's kind of music I want all the time, but I'm always afraid that I can't really play it because it's on YouTube, and I know that it's gonna be like, yeah, we realize this is probably copyrighted music, so we're not gonna let you play it. I don't care. I'm live streaming. I don't care if people go back and watch this or not. Just a boat. That boat right there. Slancha. How you doing, Beth? Said, how you doing? Just building a boat. Oh, were you asleep? All right. Well, apologies if I woke you up. You go back to sleep. I see. Well, time no longer has any meaning. Nope. Doesn't really matter. Just me, myself, and I making some Lego stuff. Brown is really hard to see in instruction manuals. Little stove. Or a sink, maybe. This cracks me up. It has the direction how to put the fish in there. Put the fish in the box. That way, specifically. Because if you did it the other way, the set wouldn't be complete. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it that way. Exactly like it says. I don't think I have any of those pieces. If I do, they're white. I haven't seen an actual chair in a pretty long time. It's going to be swivelly. Oh. I also realized I've been sitting a lot more since we've been home, and so my back feels all crampy. It's probably good that we did yoga today. Because I needed a bit of stretching. I'm going to go for a walk later, too. Just put on a podcast and go walk around the block with my headphones on. Maybe take the dog. This is the new age of what to do with yourself in the evening. So ahead of us being shelter in place here in Travis County, north of Austin, I heard stories from, it's a podcast I listen to, Reply All. Super great podcast, highly recommend it. They were talking to this, they had their phone lines open because they're not doing anything. They have to report out of their apartments and stuff again. So they had their phone lines open to have people call in and talk about what's going on in their world. And this one guy calls from Paris. And he says, yeah, so we're basically locked down. I don't know if they call it shelter in place there, but basically France is closed. And he's like, he had said that if you don't have a permit or certificate that shows that you can be out, i.e., you have something from your job that says you can go to work, like you're a medical professional of some kind, or you work at a bakery or a grocer or something like that that's needed and necessary, you can be fined up to 200 or 130 euros, he said. And there's cops all over the place. If you have to walk your dog, that is one of the reasons you can be out. Because, there's very little you can do if you live in an apartment and have a dog. The dog's got to go out. So, there's all these people who are kind of taking advantage of it and walking their dog to somebody's house so they can be at that person's house. And then when that person needs to go, then they walk their dog and so on. And so they asked him, they're like, what do you do if you don't have a dog? And they're like, you stay home. There's nothing you can do. And he's like, they asked him if he had a dog, and he's like, no. He goes, but I have Xbox, so I can, I'm playing Call of Duty and whatever. It's crazy. Oh, I totally missed a step along the way. I tend to do that. I focus in on one thing and then forget that there's a whole other thing going on here. All right, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of Next Generation watching done. Watched Castlevania. Castlevania is really good. I like it. It's probably not the best anime, and it's a little graphic, but I love the crap out of it. It's so good. The last few episodes, especially, of the latest season, just... mwah. If you haven't, I would check it out. I think the next thing I'm going to do is probably Altered Carbon. I started that one, and then for whatever reason I gave it up, and I wasn't sure why. I think I just may have been watching too many things, so I stopped, and then I never got back into it. But I've heard the new season is really good, so I'm going to go back and watch it. Oh, I think I gave it up because I was watching The Expanse, which is also very good. I like when they do that. I like that sort of awning look. The red and white. Some good stuff, yo. Let's put that guy on there first so I can see. Ugh, brown is just so difficult to see. I have a couple other creator sets I should go take apart and rebuild. The alternate builds. A dragon and a shark. The shark was pretty fun. What's up, Betty? How's it going? Just a flower bed there. To match the other little flowers in the front. Carrots or whatever. Just finished my alligator. To be fair, I'm doing other stuff simultaneously. Oh, are you also building this? That's very cool. It's a very cool alligator. I am missing that little 1x2 curved slope. I do not have it. I'm hesitant to then call or email Lego and say, hey, you missed a piece, yo. But I mean, I don't have it. This is one of the rare times I actually don't see the piece anywhere here. Try not to panic about it, because I do that when I build. I'm like, nope, it's not here. It's broken. It's all awful and ruined. And it turns out it just rolled under the table. Where's that guy go? Here? Yes, I found it unbuilt in a closet. Boat will have to wait until spaghetti is done and eaten, but don't call me Betty Spaghetti. You got it. I will not call you Betty Spaghetti. I'll leave that to everybody else who's watching, which is nobody. But you know what? The set gets built regardless. Captain's wheel there. This thing better pay off soon. They keep it open like that, but every time I have to put some thought on it, I have to close it too. What's up, James? How's it going? I hope the kids are in bed. Or not. I mean, I guess they still need bedtimes. They're still pretty young. Row, row, row your boat indeed, gently down the stream. Now I want to go watch Undiscovered Country. What is it where Kirk and Spock and Bones are sitting around the fire singing row, row, row your boat? I think that's Undiscovered Country. Because you got to have a fire extinguisher in your building on your boat. Because you don't want your boat to burn. Unless that's just a lamp. I think that's just a lamp. It's just a lamp. Dove is trying to put them to bed just now. Nice. Two of those, one of these. Nice. I don't think I have any dark brown of those. It's pretty cool. I didn't appreciate camp. Still don't. Don't know. I thought ST was lame as a kid. Oh. Times 7. Here we go. Time to put some windows together. All right. 1, 2. Well, you could go back and watch it now. 3. You can get CBS All Access and watch every Star Trek, which is a lie. They keep saying that, and I'm like, all right, well, I want to watch this movie. Oh, we don't have that. All right, what about Next Generation? I can still watch that on Netflix. Yeah, but all Star Trek is on. Oh, okay. 7. Assuming these go on the outside. Windows. I love sci-fi, but don't like the old Star Trek low-budget sci-fi isn't watchable for me. So Doctor Who is out as well. We're actually going to do that. We're watching Battlestar Galactica right now with our neighbors. He's seen it. She hasn't seen most of it, and Beth has seen like the beginnings and the beginning and end of it. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do Doctor Who. Their decision. I love Doctor Who because it's campy AF, and I just love it. But I'm like, all right, you guys are in for a world of hurt. It's weird. Expanse. You a big Expanse fan? Very big fan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's super great. And then those. So 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, so just that. Coming along. Looks like a boat. Looks like a houseboat. So how you guys holding up? You and yours. Everybody doing well? Everybody hanging in there? Jobs and school and all that? Or daycare? I don't know. Your kids are pretty young still, so I don't know. I forget. I mean, I had kids, but I don't even remember now. The very front of the boat where the color transitions look nice. Yeah. I like that. It's pretty nice. I also like, I'm a big fan of awnings. I hate to say it, I have a few non-Lego sets that I got specifically for their kind of kitsch factor. They were these, the brand is Hassani, I think. And they're just Chinese knockoff bricks, but they're actually, the quality is actually pretty good. But they made these mini street sets. They're like that big, and then you get a bunch of them and they stick together, so they're like mini modulars, and they're like knockoff Pizza Hut and Coke and Nike and Starbucks and all this kind of stuff. So I ended up getting like 10 of them, 12 of them, and they sit on my desk at work. There's just this long thing, and a lot of them had, I forgot where I was going with that. A lot of them had that awning on it. But they did it in kind of a cool way, which they take the 1x1 clips like this, and then they alternate different colors. I'm not going to have another one of that color. They alternate different colors like this. So red, white, red, brown, white, and then you've got these two that you can kind of pin to the front of the building. It's neat, and I was a big fan of that. And I'm sure Lego did those too. I don't have any Lego modulars, sadly. I think the only one I was even close to get was the little corner deli, the kind of a smaller, like half modular. It's not even really a modular. School's insane, shh, but the lady's mom posted about the testing online. Well, that's good. She let my daughter in the school just 2 weeks. Oh my goodness. One of the teachers at my daughter's school in her 30s died? Holy bejeeble. Wow, that is terrifying. Oh my God, I hope everybody's, that's, ugh. You don't want to hear that. You really don't want to hear that. But, ugh. But other than that, you're good, right? She loaded my daughter in the school. I guess the good thing is younger patients, younger kids, and adults aren't showing the symptoms as much and aren't susceptible to, like, and I know everybody's going to come out of the woodwork and say, but that one guy died and that one girl died. It's like, yeah, but they had like, the one guy had asthma. I mean, it wasn't like he was just some random dude who was like, was in great shape and everything. He had some issues. Oh, there's no. That is great. I love that. Look at that. It's so nice. Those little lights. I dig it. I dig the use of the nougat, or I guess that's pearl gold. That's a pearl gold pen. We're good otherwise. I assume the same way you, otherwise you wouldn't be strict. Yeah, I mean, everything's kind of fine. It suddenly got really loud. My kids are out of school. High schools, I mean, every school in Texas is closed right now, and you know that. Everything's shut. And this is my daughter's first semester of college, and she was in a dorm, and so her dorm experience, for all intents and purposes, is over. I expect they're going to do online classes through the end of the semester, and I expect she'll go back next semester. She may not go back to a dorm. She may live at home from now on. So it's kind of a bummer, but, I'm kind of like, well, at the same time, I never got that. I went to a state school, but it is going to kind of suck. She's really been out of shape about a lot of things, and she's super anxious and depressed, and my son's kind of the same. He's got a lot of anxiety about stuff, but he's playing games with his friends online, and they're just trying to hang with the whole thing, just keep rolling. It's rough. I don't really know how else to describe it all, but it's actually going to be the perfect build. I'll probably wrap up right about 9:30. Oh, okay. Yeah, the pickup line, got it. Yeah, because at that age, they bring them out and put them in the... Yeah. Well, I hope everybody shows... or everybody tests. If they do test, they get treatment that they need, and I hope nobody gets sick. I mean, Abbott was saying today they're not going to go into a lockdown. They're not doing shelter in place or anything. It's kind of like, okay, I mean, you should. I get it. I get why you don't want to, but I mean, you're not hurt. You're not, I don't know. I'm of two minds for the thing, and it's, oh, is this why we're doing it? Is that why it's swinging open so we can do this at the last minute? That's kind of nice. That's kind of clever. Get a little sink and whatever in there. Little drawers, doorknobs. Come on, focus. Little sink. Kind of cute. And now the roof. Wife came out, I put in kids' bed, so it's our time now. 12 hours later. See ya. Be safe, man. Take care of yourselves. Take care of everybody around you. I might be back here Tuesday. I'm going to do some designing or some graphics for the channel, or I don't know what. I'm going to try to order some more parts to build some more microfighters, but I haven't gone through it yet. So anyway, take care. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. And here we are again with the awning. That's really cool looking. I like that. I like the patterns with the slopes like that. That's very pleasing. It goes on the back there on this. Like so. It's very nice little shade. Dig it. So when this is done, I'm going to wrap this up. I've only been going about an hour, but I mean, it was a small set. But if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you can get and hit the bell so you can get alerts on when I go live next. Or if you're a Twitch or Mixer, or if you're a Twitch or Mixer watcher, you can watch over there too and follow along there. This should go onto all 4 of those. I also have a Discord server that you can kind of follow along there. I post pictures there. There's links in the description and in the channel description about how to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll post all the designs that I put up on there as well. I post some stuff on Facebook. It's mostly on individual groups, like Bricks for Banthas, I think, is one that I go to. AFOLs, there's an AFOL community, and that's pretty much it. So we're coming up on the end of it, because that is all that she wrote. Just like that. Pretty sure that's it. Yeah. I like how the end page is. So there's your boat. It's a cute little thing. It's a little houseboat. Side opens up, so you can put people in there. Driver, the chair swivels around so he can drive the boat. Put people in the back there. Have a guy fishing off the back of the boat there. And here are the plethora of extra. Oh, so here it is. This is the piece that I got. That was probably meant to be a green one of these. So that does not work. I'm not even going to write Lego about it. I'm sure they've got so many other things going on. But it's funny that it's like, okay, so here's all your extra bits, minus that. It's a lot of extra bits, but they're mostly just one by one. Things. Nothing really to speak of. Anything good. I don't think I have too many of these green slopes, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing really great. Never really expecting greatness out of those. And there's that one bad piece again. I like how the instructions say, there you go, there's your set. With a boat, an alligator, a pier with a pelican on it, the guy and the little girl, and then a windshield. Don't forget that windshield. I don't know what that's supposed to be for, but there it is. That windshield is if you want to do the plane, which I may do later. You can see the windshield on that plane right there. So yeah, there's your boat with your alligator and your pier with your pelican and your two people. That should be on the boat, but I'm going to put them right there so you can see them. Well, for those who are watching, thanks for watching. I'll be on maybe Tuesday doing some more design stuff. The next time I get a set, I don't have any idea when that's going to be. So subscribe, stay tuned, and be safe out there, everybody.